Taxi Vlog 156. It is the 9th. Oh, that mirror is all wrong. It is the 9th of May 2011. And a few weeks ago, I bit into an apple. And biting into that apple brought along some pain with it. And so I had a loose tooth, and it hurt, you know. And I told Cindy about it a couple weeks after it happened, and it was wobbly and it hurt a little bit. And you know, when I would brush, sometimes it would hurt and it would wobble around. And I had an appointment to go in and get my root planing done anyway, so I went and went in there, and I told the hygienist, who's really great, to please do me a favor and don't clean that tooth. Please don't put any pressure on that tooth or scrape it or do anything to it. And she said, well, why? I said, well, because it's loose and it hurts. And so she says, okay, we'll take an x-ray right away. And they took an x-ray. And it turned out that there wasn't much holding that tooth in there. It was just a tooth and nothing holding it, practically. So then the dentist came by and said, well, you know, that tooth has got to come out. It's abscessed, it's festering. And then I'm thinking, oh, no wonder I haven't felt so good the last few weeks. I was being poisoned by my own tooth. Well, if you look carefully now, you'll see it's gone. Huh? I'm sure you got a good look at that. Anyway, it's gone. So, if I'm talking a little funny and I lisp a little bit, it's because I'm missing a tooth. Anyway, it's amazing how as soon as that tooth was gone, within 24 hours, I started feeling better and having more zest for life. Before that, while I was being poisoned slowly, I felt like I was depressed, but I wasn't really depressed. I just felt like I didn't have any energy for doing anything. I was even getting kind of not feeling like editing videos, which for me is really strange. But as soon as that tooth was gone, things were a lot easier and better. So where was I going with that? Nothing really. It's just that, you know, sometimes it's you're not feeling right because of something like that. You know, I mean, the pain wasn't that bad, but it was the other stuff that was coming out of it that was not doing me good. So anyway, problem solved, problem cured, and the dentist said, well, you know, you could get a partial or prosthesis or something screwed, and you know, a fake tooth screwed into your jaw or something. I said, no, it's okay like that. Why go through the expense and why mess around with putting things in and taking stuff out, and just leave it like that. He says, well, yeah, it's true, you know, cosmetically it's not too bad. You got a thick lower lip, so you don't see the missing tooth so much. You got to look carefully. And in fact, Cindy came home the next day after the tooth was popped out, and we hung out for a while, and she didn't notice for about 2 hours that I had a tooth missing. So if it fooled her, then, you know, cosmetically it's great. It's no problem. So on to how the week's been going. Friday I came to work, and usually I dread Fridays. I don't enjoy them too much, but this time the Friday was great. It was smooth, it was easy going, it was nice, not exactly relaxed, but it was not stressful. It was just right. And I did fairly well in the money department. It was good. And Friday was nothing to complain about. It was a good night. And on that good night, part of what made it good, I think, is because this thing here, the dreaded, annoying Interac machine, was broken. Yeah, I had my first customer and picked her up and took her where she was going. She pulled a card on me, and so I pulled out the machine and tried to turn it on. It would not come on. So I plugged it in to the car's electrical system, and it still would not come on when I pushed the switch to turn it on. Never came on. I could not get it to work. So I had to drive her to a bank machine to get some cash to pay me. And I had to do that a couple other times. Most people were good about it. Most people were fine, and they understood and agreed. One girl, this is great, this will show you the difference in generations. I mean, the generation of people who are reaching adulthood now, are people who have never done without computers and have never not had this stuff. So I told her as soon as she got in, I said, look, I'm sorry about this, but I cannot accept credit card or debit card tonight because my machine is broken. She says, isn't that illegal? You shouldn't be driving without an Interac machine. And I asked her, well, where did you get that idea? She said, another cab driver told me that it's illegal to not have the machine. And I said, I don't think so. It doesn't work quite that way. I said, I'd be happy to pause the clock. I stopped the meter for you when you go into the bank machine on the way to our destination. I think that's fair. I will stop the clock for you when you go and get your money to pay me. And she went and called our office to find out if it was legal or illegal to drive around without a working Interac machine. She didn't believe me because somebody else told her at some time that it was not legal. That was funny. But she ended up paying, and she ended up being cheerful about it. She says, I know you're honest in that, but I didn't know what to believe. People should learn to think for themselves. Think for yourself. Why would anybody come up with a law like that? It makes no sense at all. Anyway, the following night, the Saturday night, was a disappointment. And I think it has a lot to do with hockey. Now, myself, I've probably mentioned before that I don't care about hockey. One least little bit. I really don't care anything about it. Makes no difference to me. But when it does make a difference to me is when it bites into my pocketbook. Now, the Vancouver Canucks lost the game on Saturday night. And because they lost, nobody went anywhere. People were at home drinking or whatever, watching the game, and instead of going out into the streets and celebrating, they just stayed there. And that was it. Saturday was really it was slow for a Saturday night. I didn't do all that well. Now, I came out again Sunday, last night. I wanted to watch a lot of videos, and I watched a fair amount of videos, but I didn't get to watch as much as I wanted to because I was busy last night. Last night, I made enough money to... Excuse me. Dinner was good. It was bacon and eggs. Cindy really did a nice job on dinner. Very nice. Enjoyed it very much. So it was maple smoked bacon and eggs, and there was something else on the plate. I don't remember what it was, but it was good. The dinner was wonderful. So, don't you hate it when your vlogging trail just sort of derails. I'm kind of derailed like now. I'm thinking about dinner and Saturday night being unsuccessful. Oh yes, I made enough money to get some groceries and do the laundry and maybe even take Cindy out for some pho. Maybe we'll go for some pho this week. Make a video about it. Yeah. Last night I came out and I was busier than I should have been on a Sunday night, but it worked out pretty good. I had a few longer fares, and in the morning I had an air porter and just enough Interac to pay the lease, and you know, for Sunday night I couldn't complain. I want other Sundays to be like that, but now, because Sunday night was good, I predict that tonight, being a Monday night, should not be too busy. Maybe I'll attach an addendum or attach a little clip from the morning. That is the evening. I'm going to work, and I'll let you know how it went after the night is over and I'm going home and gassing up or something. Let's try that and see how it works. Anyway, until then, hope yours is better than mine. Well, here we are. It is the morning of May 10th, and I just dropped off my last customer. The time is now about 6:15 in the morning. It's roughly 10 hours since I was on here last. It was a slow night. I averaged about 1 trip an hour. In fact, I've done 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 trips in 10 hours. So yeah, averaged 1 trip an hour. There was a couple times I sat for an hour and a half, 2 hours at one point. I watched a lot of YouTube videos, probably about 40, 45. And some of those were long too. Some of them were like 15 minutes long. So I got to see a fair bit of stuff. And what does he want for this? Sorry, I got distracted. It was slow, mostly slow. I wonder, can I get back on the highway here? Probably not. And if I can get on the highway, it will probably send me back in the wrong direction. Yeah, I'm glad I stayed out for that last one. That last one was a $25 fare, which helped a lot. Oh, interesting. I can go in that way. Okay. Nothing coming now. I can cross 2 lanes of highway traffic. Well, there's no highway traffic yet. Now I go towards the lake here and turn around and come back. Oh, they have to make everything difficult in Victoria just to get where you're going. That's good. Pull a turn here. Yeah. Alright, now we're going back towards town. Yeah, it was a slow night. I had 2 young girls call me darling tonight, which doesn't usually happen. Yeah, I must be feeling better since I lost that tooth. I got my mojo back or something. It looks like a nice morning too. There's not much clouds. It's going to be a sunny day, I think. Hopefully it will be a warm sunny day. I'm kind of tired, you know. All that sitting around and watching videos takes a lot out of you. Well, if yours is better than mine, it's pretty damn good. Have a good morning.